the administration creating a long-term legal problem for federal agents at ICE, CBP, and other federal agencies? President, of course, the Supreme Court kind of granted him immunity.
That 1983 and those Bivens claims are prime concerns right now, I would imagine, for not just ICE agents and officers, but as you mentioned, other law enforcement that are participating in these operations. There's a couple of reasons for that. The standards for hiring are lower. And not only that, so you might not be getting people with as much law enforcement experience as you might otherwise get. My understanding is that training has gotten a lot shorter. So not only are you getting people that might not be as experienced, but you're also not training them as much as you used to. And so you're putting people in a position where they're not really set up to succeed. And so they're trying to do the best that they can, but they're absolutely in situations where mistakes or tragedies can happen. And I think the same is true, albeit slightly from a different perspective, for officers and agents from other federal law enforcement agencies who might not have experience doing civil immigration.
And just by way of recap, in the last week alone, there have been stories of a U.S. Marshal and a Mexican immigrant being shot in L.A. during a traffic stop, sweeps of vendors in New York City streets that resulted in clashes with U.S. citizens, standoffs in Chicago. Last week, we had also talked about the priest who was shot in the head with a smoke round by agents on the rooftop for seemingly no reason at all. What is the news media missing in how DHS operates and how its oversight bodies have been affected by dismissals, but also just the ignoring or dismantling of offices like CRCL?
I'll happy to talk about the dismantling in just a second, but I actually, before we even get there, you need to kind of address the elephant in the room, which is sort of the culture this administration has created in otherizing, dehumanizing people. And so the idea that pepper spray is being used or people are being shot at. And again, I don't cast any necessarily ill intent on individual officers going in to try and do their job, but the culture is, one, we're not preparing them, and two, there seems to be a desired interest in showing as much force as possible as a deterrent effect. And so inevitably, when you create that mix, situations like this are going to happen, unfortunately. And then I think, to your point, the structures that would normally be there, individual non-citizens would file complaints, attorneys representing them, non-governmental organizations. But even on the proactive side of the house, before you even get out to an enforcement action, there were lots of opportunities for training, for partnership, to provide guidance. I mean, certainly you have lawyers at ICE and all over the department whose job it is to train on First Amendment protected activity, Fourth Amendment issues, all sorts of